If you run a business, I want you to ask yourself one simple question. What happens when you aren't there? When you step away for a week or you want to go on holidays? Does it keep running without you? Can your staff work without you being there? Or does it just kind of fall apart and you're getting phone calls on your holiday? Now, most founders and business owners think that for whatever reason, the problem in their business is how they get people in, or their clients, or their marketing, or all those other parts of the business. But more often than not, the real crux of the issue is the foundation that they've set from the beginning is no longer strong enough to support them as they grow forward. Now, more often than not, businesses will have a whole bunch of systems and processes and how to's and all those systems, but they're stuck in either documents that aren't shared with people, the owner's head, or the staff that work for the company. Now, what I want to go over in this video is how you can implement that into a kind of business operating system for yourself, and how you can effectively teach your staff how to self-serve when it comes to working when you're not in the business. Really quickly, guys, I specialize in business systems and automation, so I really hope you guys could put in the comments below a system or an automation or some kind of theory that you would like me to explain better for you guys to help you get your heads around it. This is my passion, so if you guys could just help me out, give me some ideas, what you want to see, that's fantastic. So thanks guys for watching and enjoy the rest of the video. Cheers. So what exactly is a business operating system? Now, it's a really good question because not every business has one of these implemented, and it's not exactly the biggest focus that many people have. But I think it's very important, and a business operating system is not just a single piece of software like, Xero or one of those other companies that does, a fair substantial amount of the business operation, but it's the central nervous system of which you actually use. So in this instance, it's really a structured framework that intentionally maps your business's processes. So you've got your outcomes. So this is pretty much what every single process actually tries to achieve that you do. So when you do a delivery for a client or you do a product for a client, that's where you're basically showing them everything that goes into giving them that delivery. This is what you write down. These are the outcomes of your business. Now, the second part is the inputs and the outputs. So exactly what data is required. Where does it live and where does it need to go? Now, third, we have to keep in track of our rules and decisions. So this is pretty much like an if-then or it's a tree which pretty much that you personally follow mentally when you're delivering the work for a client. But essentially, it's showing everybody else how to get that work done as well. So it specifies the logic and the certain thresholds that essentially your workflow has to go through in order to be an acceptable output. And one of the other parts of it is the accountability. So of all of the systems that your business operates on, where is the accountability? Who owns what and where does the other stuff go? So like if you use the analogy of building a house, you don't just throw like a bunch of bricks together and hope for the best. Like there's a floor plan, there's a blueprint, there's a strategy on how you actually build that. So this business operating system is really the blueprint of your business. So translating messy everyday tasks into like simple repeatable work, which people can do even if you're not there because it's clearly laid out. Now that we understand what a business operating system is, a trap that many people fall into is the old off-the-shelf box. Now, the thing is, a lot of software exists to solve a similar problem. But the biggest mistake people make here is just downloading a generic template or buying something that's predefined for somebody else's business, but not their own. So the problem with the generic software package is that it doesn't fit your business and how you want to live your life. So I think in today's day and age, with the event of we have artificial intelligence and a lot of other systems, we can really develop our own custom version of what a business operating system is and allow our team to have access to it. So we pretty much build what we want, how we want to run our business, and how we expect it to operate later on. So every business really has its own unique flavor, its own unique personality. And the problem with generic systems is that they don't reflect that. So you have an issue where you're using somebody else's version of ideal to build your version of ideal, which doesn't really ever work out. So these generic systems create massive friction because really it makes your team work for the software or works to the software, not with the software. So software is always meant to be something that empowers humans and people to just do more of what they do at a much efficient pace and save them time and energy later on. So if you have a software that's not built to aid in the delivery of your team's work or your personal work, that's a real bottleneck in your operation. And that's one of the real biggest downsides of using a generic off-the-shelf system. So with a custom designed business operating system, you're pretty much writing down everything that your business works, how it works, what you do, how you do it, and wraps cleanly around your business already. And the idea here is that because it's custom, it completely enables your team to output exactly what you're outputting now, but at a much faster and a much higher rate. So the idea is that it normalizes the messy data that you have stored in your business, and it automates some of the smaller stuff, but in your flavor. So in your version and your business's version of how it meant to go. So the difference between those generic systems and a custom business operating system is that the custom version fully maps, and it's like wearing a perfectly tailored suit, is that it makes you look so much better and your company's worth so much more because you've streamlined the whole operations process. It's a pretty important thing when you look at it from a bigger perspective. One of the best things about actually mapping your systems and simply systemizing your operations is that you have these two magical things that occur. The first one is you have finally true operational intelligence. You stop making critical choices based off gut feeling or how you feel that day. And this is enabled because your data is now cleanly structured and centralized. And you can instantly see failure patterns, bottlenecks of workflows, all the different ways that you can improve become so clear once you map those systems and you write down how you do your task. So information that was missing, which would ruin your week, it's now visible. You can now see it. It's like it's you have to do it. You finally and you truly understand the business operates, but you can look at it from an outside perspective and not from an inside perspective. Like the principle for any business owner is to move from working in the business to on the business as fast as possible. So the idea here is that this system is step one. It enables you to go, okay, this is what the business is. How do I get onto it? How do I work on the business, not in it? Because when you're in the business, your time is wrapped up in everyday operation of the business and not being able to expand or scale or grow. Now, the second part of this is that you get frictionless scaling. So when you have a system that's built on how you deliver products and how you do your work, simply doing more of it is now an additions game. All you have to do is just copy and paste. Scaling becomes seamless, becomes so easy to do once you have these systems in place. Now, I've seen this with some of my clients already. It's been so fascinating to see how their business has gone really, really well simply by allowing them or providing them a tool which maps their operational performance and their operating system of their business. So the whole process from creating, your playbooks or how you run your business to onboarding new staff or opening a new site or a factory or whatever, all of this stuff is now written down and it's just copy and paste. Like, because you've mapped the whole process. So like in the example of, you're onboarding let's say you're a consultancy firm and you're onboarding your new client. It's now copy and paste, change the data to reflect this new client's information, and then take somebody else's job or the way that you did their job, copy it, paste it in this new person, change the information out and the data, and then you got your output. And now because you've got that structural framework in place, all of that copy and paste and swapping out the information has saved you like a week's worth of work, because there's no from the ground up approach. It's just, this is the output. This is the input, gets the output. That's what I'm trying to say. It's that this once you have your business operating system fully mapped out and fully scaled, you just grow. Like it's virtually frictionless. Like it's incredible. So like you remove the guessing and the day-to-day, but then I'm not feeling good today, or I'm sick today, or all this other stuff happens. It just fixes it completely. So the leadership teams can then take over a lot of your personal role, because it's like, just do it. Like, this is my processes. I've written it down. Everything's done. This is how we run the business. So then you just go out and do it. And that's one of the really good, like there's two bad things. So so two really good things from having a business operating system were the true operational intelligence. Like, you've got this macro lens, or this wide angle lens, of your whole business and how you can better it, essentially. And the second part is you've got frictionless scaling. So like your bottlenecks and your pipelines are reduced massively, because you are providing your team with clear instructions and basically copy and paste approach to doing their work. Like, that's a really incredible thing that a lot of people should have. Now, here's the real kicker of the whole lot. How long do you wait to do it? Now, speaking from experience, you just got to do it straight away. The worst part is getting to a point in your career or your business's journey where you finally got enough to go, okay, we've really got to get some work done here. And then all of a sudden I've got 3 months worth of recording my processes to do. So then you get pushed back further. This is critical to get this done as early as possible. And the best part and the best time to do it is in a time when you feel like it's a waste of time, because then you have enough time to actually do it. Now, I'll just clarify that point, because you could be flat Bicky working on projects all the time and still think that it's a waste of time because you have no time to do that. Now, the fact that you're flat Bicky working on projects is a really good indicator that you need the system. So it's really about, I guess, it's your kind of approach to business. Where do you want and what are your goals? Do you want to be able to be free? Do you want to make your life easier? Those are the things that you have to think about. When we have a business that's growing really fast and it's scaling really well, you want to put those systems in place to enable that. If you're a single person in a business or you're a solopreneur and you want to build a system to have your team later on, the best thing to do is to, honestly, before you even have your first client, start with your business operating system. Like, just go crazy and map your whole process. Your product, inputs, outputs, all of your data, your operating procedures, your client onboarding, the whole process. Like, it's going to be painful and you have to learn a shitload of stuff, but it's incredibly important to have that kind of information written down from the beginning, because like, that's the thing. Like, this is a little bit tough love, but if you wait until you're drowning to build a boat, it's already too late. Like, you can't get out of it. So trying to retrospectively scrape together data, like audit massive gaps and fix broken workflows, is a huge pain in the ass. So untangle the mess of these like strapped together approaches that you have, and really focus on how you can build those systems in the earliest point possible. Now, putting the foundational data structures and processing rules in place protects your peace of mind as well, because when you go later on and you want to be able to go away on holidays for a week because you've got a manager in place now and you can finally step away for the first time in 4 years and you haven't mapped those processes, guess what? You're going to get a phone call. Somebody's going to text you saying, how do I do this? And that's the most painful thing ever when you're on a holiday with your family, or you're just like, I've finally got time to do the things that I want to do. And you're getting phone calls from the business and you're like, can you just leave me alone? Like, I'm trying to enjoy myself. But at the same time, you have to answer because they don't know the answer. So building those systems early on is the smartest process. It's like the principle of building a well before you're thirsty. Like, If you build the system when you're struggling, it doesn't help you. It'll help you next time, but that initial period of time will feel like crap until you've finally got through it and you've pushed through it. But then it becomes a burden and you start to hate the business that you thought was the best thing in the world. So it's really protecting your peace of mind. Like, you want to prevent these things from falling apart, this catch-up panic, and ensuring that your business is architectured smoothly from the beginning so that when you grow later on, it scales massively. So really, start as early as you can and get these systems built and in place early. I do this for my clients and we have really good results. So from experience, I can tell you it's 100% worth it. So you got to get out there and you just got to do it because it's just mastery. Now, and we have all of these tools today which can help us do it. Now, if you want a guide on how you can do this, put it in the comments and ask for one. Like, I'm more than happy to do this and I'll share that with you. And I might do it anyway, actually, because why not? Like, people need freedom. They need to be able to do what they want with their time, and they shouldn't be punished for building a business without the knowledge on how to automate it or how to build their systems in process. So, yeah. But pretty much start as early as you can and then build your well before you're thirsty. That's the principle you have to follow with business 100% of the time. Anyway, guys, that was today's video. We covered like a whole bunch of stuff around business operating systems and how you guys can get a little bit of time back and a bit of freedom and how you can build a system that can effectively scale your business. So if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. If you've got ideas for another video in the comments, I really appreciate it. And otherwise, guys, I'll see you in the next video and enjoy the rest of your week. All the best.